Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing today? Welcome to Division 1.5. The farming starts all over again. However, I see a lot of videos on YouTube that show 1.5 builds. Now, whether these are people from Xbox that participated in a PTS and had a little advantage over the rest of us, or Xbox people that got stuff a little early. PC and Xbox, I play on PlayStation, so we got it a little late thanks to Sony. Stop giving Massive and Ubisoft such a hard time. It wasn't their fault this time. However, these videos that I see of all these different builds, it's pretty much maxed out builds. Now we're in the early stages of 1.5. How come no one is doing the videos for the average player at the very beginning stages of 1.5 to give them a start and headed in the right direction? So before I get any dislikes or comments, this build I'm going to show you is not, I repeat, not maxed out in any means, shape, or form. However, with some help of the squad that I run with and the farming parties that we've been doing since launch, I was able to come up with this build, which is actually holding its own. Went in the dark zone with it for a little bit this morning. I got 2v1'd and it worked out very well. The two individuals that 2v1 me are no longer with us. As stated in The Godfather, they sleep with the fishes. Now, let's get started. This is one of my favorite builds. Some people will say it's cheesy. At least it's not a one-shot shoddy from 1.3. This is a Firecrest. I'm going to show this build to you, like I said, start giving people some ideas to at least get started in the right direction and have a build that's above average. Not exceptional, but above average. So here we go. It is a 4-piece Firecrest with Savage gloves and what I view as a very underrated gear piece in the division, starting from 1.4 carrying over to 1.5, is this right here, a rejuvenated mask. Consuming a medkit also removes all negative status effects. So I'm sure there's other people that are not as coordinated as I am. You use a Seeker Mine airburst, it explodes too close, you're on fire. Pop a med kit, it removes your status effects. Same thing with the people running Predator's Mark. If your overdose is not up and you're under status effect and your health is going down, you pop a med kit and it removes the status effect. What I would really like to have here is probably the Joe Farrow mask. I'd give that a try and see. I'm not 100% sure how that's going to go. But anyway, I'm rocking 228 DPS with my MP5. I'm sitting at 446,000 toughness and a measly, which I am very unhappy about right now, 96,000 skill power. Now we'll go into the character screen before I get into the individual pieces. Firearms, 4,900. Almost 6,500 on the stamina, 3,200 on the electronics. Weapons, they'll vary, of course. I'll get into my secondary in just a minute. My enemy armor damage is, in fact, kind of low. I don't know how that's going to work out now that we have destructive in the picture and enemy damage in PvP. However, I think for this particular build, the turret is going to make up for that. So you sacrifice one thing for the benefit of the other. We'll see how that works. I'll post another video once I have this up to my standards, and basically I'll call it a completed 1.5 Firecrest. Alright, survivability, I'm sitting at 206,000 health. My armor mitigation is almost 54. I've watched a lot of videos. I don't know. A lot of people are claiming maxed out builds at, you know, about 53 to 55% armor mitigation. I personally, unless I'm missing something, I personally don't see how you're going to get it much higher than this. I just don't see it. Perhaps there's better mods that I have right now, but I am not 100% sure. Okay, so that's what we're sitting at right now. I got no exotic damage resilience. I'm sure haters will hate that. Got a little bleed resistance for those Predator's Mark people. Blind death resistance for those ones that, you know, throw the flash grenades because they're too scared to go rogue. Or the certain individuals you still see rocking the flashbang. Take note, most people that do rock flashbang have absolutely no skill power, which means their overdose isn't very good. That's a key. So those are the guys you want to focus fire and get out of the picture real quick. So anyway, back to it. I'm rocking the MP5. The MP5 is giving me 14.1k damage. Now keep in mind I get an additional bonus with that to targets that are under fire. I'm rocking responsive, vicious, and fierce. In turn, that is giving me 30% critical hit chance with 110 critical hit damage. Can that improve? Yes. Again, like I said, this is a starter build to get people going in the right direction. From my secondary, I'm running a military G36. 17.2k damage. Of course, I have the bonus. We'll get into where I'm getting that bonus from in a minute. I got deadly, unforgiving, and focused. Focused is, in my opinion, especially with this build, kind of maybe useless. I don't know. I guess you're still getting that 10% while the fire turret's going, and you, of course, you can extend that with a talent, and we'll get into that in a minute as well. With that, it's given me 18,000, almost 19,000 weapon damage. Crit hit chance is not good at all. Neither is crit hit damage. With better weapon mods, of course, I will improve on that, and in my completed Firecrest build, we will see the improvement there. Pistol, I never really used my pistol. I don't even, I got the 93R, the new one. That 3-round burst fire that climbs like an elevator. But it is pretty decent, not too bad at all. I personally never really pull out my pistol, so it doesn't matter what I have in my holster. Alright, so my chest piece. Of course, I'm rocking the Firecrest chest piece, 1647 in stamina. I got 6,000 health, 1100 armor, increased XP. That I do not like. I would like to have ammo capacity in there, but again, it's not maxed out by any means. It's a starter build, so that's good enough. We'll go over the Firecrest 4-piece for those that are not familiar. You get 3 extra incendiary grenades. You get flame turret range, flame turret damage with the 3-piece, and with the 4-piece, your weapon damage is increased by 15% against burning targets. The key to this build is you put that fire turret down, you and your squad should work around that fire turret, especially for your benefit. You should not push until the time is right on another squad. You should make that squad work around the flame turret. If your flame turret is good enough, most of the time they run away, and then of course when they start running, they are at a disadvantage. So then you just start chasing them. This was my older 229 Firecrest vest. This one did have ammo capacity, but of course in hindsight you can see the difference between a 256 piece and a 229 piece. I mean, that stamina is drastically different, especially with the added mods. We've already gone over the mask, rejuvenated mask. I like that. I think it's very underrated. If you're making builds, you're PvPing, give it a try. Just do me a favor, give it a try. It's very underrated. It comes in extremely handy, and from 1.4, most of my builds I carry the rejuvenated mask. I do like that a lot, as I said. This particular build, I'll probably get a Firecrest mask in there, if not Joe Farrow's, just so that I can keep working with the Savage. But and then change my backpack to a specialized backpack, try to get the skill power up and the flame turret damage up a little bit. My knee pads, same thing, 256 knee pads. I'm sitting at 1224 fire stamina. That can be better, of course. We take the thing into account. You know, could I add stamina there? I sure could, but this particular build I had to try to get my my skill power up and my electronics number up a little bit for that flame turret, so of course I had to sacrifice firearms and stamina. I'd probably be over 500 if I had a stamina mod or close to it in here, except instead of electronics, but what can you do? Backpack, this one does have ammo capacity, rolled for armor. Of course, the key is you specific pieces you do want to run armor. Your backpack is one of them. Pretty much if your backpack doesn't have you don't have the ability to have armor and ammo capacity, in my opinion, that backpack is trash. You want to be able to have that. Pretty much the same thing with your chest piece. I have increased kill XP. To me, a god roll vest is going to be you know, your primary attribute you need for your particular build: health, armor, and ammo capacity. That's just my liking, and unfortunately I do not have that right now. I'm running Savage gloves. These particular gloves, they are rolled for stamina. I bought these at East 42nd Street. I probably bought about 10 of these, just so that I could mod them in different ways, because they were so well rolled right off the bat. Not perfect, but damn close to it. So I'm sitting at assault rifle damage, critical hit chance. And my holster. My holster, again, you always want to roll this holster for armor. This holster is absolute... I shouldn't say it's absolute trash. It's okay. The stamina I'd like to have over 1200, but that's what farming's all about, so we'll get there eventually. With that, I am, again, getting 228 DPS. Of course, DPS number is broken. You really I don't pay attention to that too much. There are a lot of other people that gauge a build based on this number. I think you're doing yourself injustice by doing that, but we'll just go with just the primary DPS numbers for this. And then 258, of course, DPS is, again, broken in my opinion. How did I go from 250 something to 283? I don't understand that. So I'm at a loss as to what my actual DPS is. Is it 258? Is it 283? Who knows? Who knows? But this is a starter build. This would get you headed in the right direction pretty much. Of course, I am rolling a overdose. You see that overdose? It is terrible. I think that has a lot to do with my skill power. And of course, you know, I'll be able to improve on that with a little bit more farming. My flame turret is doing 4,300. I don't like that at all. I want it at over 5,000, but it's good enough for now. So, of course, I'm rocking overdose, flame turret, and just because I'm running solo right now, I'm rocking the recovery link. Most of the time on my squad, I'll either rock that or tack link, one of the two. But that's the way I go. Now your talents here, everybody has their particular likes and dislikes. Most of my builds, pretty much all of them, I will run adrenaline and I will run triage. That's just my particular liking. Then for Firecrest, we are running wildfire. Applying burn to any target triggers a 30% chance to apply that effect to all targets within 10 meters. There's a debate in my head as to if this really works because the flame turret is so potent. If anybody's within 10 meters of a burning target, they're on fire too because of this flame turret. But I just leave it on there just in case. I'll do some testing to see how that is. And then I use tech support. The reason I do tech support is to try to keep that turret up as long as I can. So you kill a hostile while any skill is deployed, you're going to extend that duration by 10%. So pretty much, if we go back and we look at my skills, we have the flame turret. The flame turret lifetime is 45 seconds. So if I get 5% or 10% on that, I'm looking at 50 seconds. You kill 2 targets, you're looking at 55 if my math is right here. I'm really not a mathematician, so I apologize. But in essence, you're extending the lifetime of that turret, and that, as we all know, the turret is 1, a pain in the ass when you're going against it, and 2, an absolute godsend when you have it on your team. So that's the build. That's the build right there. The MP5, I do like that, especially for PvP. Due to the rate of fire, you're putting down a lot of power. A lot of power very quickly into a target because you are adding 15% of that 14k into a burning target. The key, like I said, the key to this build is to fight around that turret. If the other party runs, the other squad starts taking off running, then now they're at an even worse situation than they were with the flame turret around, because now you have the advantage, because every move that they make when they're running, you can respond to rather quickly. There's no more element of surprise on their part. So if you play it right with a squad that's running from you because you have a flame turret, then it's pretty easy to take out that squad. And that's pretty much about it. I'll try to get into some gameplay here for a little bit. Yes, it's Madison Field Hospital. This is not a video to float my ego. This is a video just to show what the particular build can do. Real quick, I'm not here to show you how great I am and how many agents or how many AI I can kill in a blink of an eye. So we'll throw this turret down. Here come these guys. We'll get into some cover. And we have our first target on fire. And down they go. I believe that was 2 targets I just killed with the flame turret. This guy's on fire. Shoot him from a distance. And the flame turret took care of the rest. Now again, work to your strength right here. I'm waiting for this AI to come. Now he's gone with that 15%. Here comes this guy. He is on fire due to that talent I have. My talent is now sleeping with the fishes like those agents are. And there we go. And then, of course, you have the grenades you can use. Grenades are extremely OP right now. Yes, that is a purple, but you can see I am putting down damage, and I'm putting down damage rather quickly with the MP5. If you paid attention, I was using both of my firearms just to try to show an indication of how it works with and without the flame turret.
Hatched in. Let's see what I can find. Can you see the CCTV feed? Looks
And
like
again,
Candle and her
yes, I
staff
know,
are
this
being
is
forced
just
to treat their
Madison Field
wounded.
Hospital.
That's the only reason they're still alive.
This is nothing special. This is, again, not to float my ego, so keep your hater comments or
It looks like they've got
dislikes
people upstairs
away if
in a
that's what you're
restaurant.
doing. This is just to showcase the build and just what it
There's
does.
a lot of these guys, but if you use cover, you should be able to pick them off without making yourself a target.
And as you can see, I have a little lag, so let's all together say hello to the wonderful lag. Sometimes it's so bad you think you're on ESPN. NFL football game on instant replay. So he was dispatched rather quickly. Got another one that's on fire. I want to concentrate on him.
Additional hostiles detected.
As you can see, the flame turret's range, the flame turret's damage is not that bad, even though it's not maxed out. And again, that flame turret is your best friend. That flame turret is your best friend. Let that flame turret do the damage. This guy's shooting the flame turret. Got a target on fire. Dispatched him rather quickly. Again, yes, he's a purple. But you can see the damage numbers. That's what this is here to indicate.
Additional hostiles detected.
And they are getting smarter now. At least they shoot at the particular skill that you're using. And the turret's down. However, as you can see, because I had that talent to extend my skills, my turret is now back up and running. So we can just toss that right back out there. We really had no wait time on that. Got another burning target. And we're going to have another one. Let's go with the MP5. Dispatched him quickly. Again, they are purples. I realize that, people. Don't hate. It's to showcase the build. And you can see how my numbers are completely different on that yellow enemy right there due to the fact of the flame turret. The flame turret is down now. Should be up shortly. Great triage helps me out with that as well. One talent I do like with Firecrest is confident. I wish I had a gun with confident. Unfortunately, I do not right now. I can live without it. One of the other things that's very good with this build is an LMG. In a PvP setting or a PvE setting. Just pick and choose. As soon as a target is on fire, as long as your team knows your play style with Firecrest or how you have to play with Firecrest, an LMG can work out very well. Pretty much in that particular situation, you would be a suppressive fire kind of asset to your squad.
Candle and her staff are still upstairs, stashed in the kitchen at Kobe's.
And we'll just leave it right there. As you can see, it works rather well. That flame turret works decently, even with a low skill power like I have. Again, a starter Firecrest build, not too hard to make. Just look for similar pieces to what I have, and you can, mod them accordingly. Oh, and then I did not show this either. I apologize for this. All of my performance mods are turret damage in nature. You can see it's turret damage. I ran out of I'm still searching for another turret damage performance mod, so I just added turret health, 7% turret health. That's, yeah, I know that's pretty much nothing, but at least it's something until I can get a turret damage in there. And again, my electronics mod is from 1.4, so that of course can be higher as well, which will boost my electronics and give me a slight boost to that fire turret. So ladies and gentlemen, a starter everyday player build, not a professional build by any means. I never claimed to be a professional. I never claimed to be the best ever. But this is a starter Firecrest build that you can easily obtain, and this build is an extreme asset in both PvE and PvP for your squad. You just have to make sure your squad gets used to fighting around the flame turret. You push when you need to, of course, once you have the upper hand. But initially you want to use that fire turret as a 5th person to add some extra damage and work it from there. And please, people, don't be the type that is running 3 Firecrest builds on your squad, or 2 Firecrest builds and 2 Seeker Mine builds. Add a little challenge. You know, there are ways to be cheap in 1.5. People were discovering that towards the end of 1.4. There's a squad out there they love to talk trash to on PS4. I won't say what their names are. Every member of that squad has a secret mine, and it is just so ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. You might as well go back to 1.3. Jump in Marty's DeLorean and go back to 1.3 and be cheap over there. But that's let me get off my soapbox. So I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you enjoy the build. By no means is it maxed out again. I keep saying that because I'm just so sick and tired of the hater comments. Your build is trash. There's better builds. You know, I got 7 million toughness. You only got, 440 something. Well, this build